Welcome to the Uncensored live Q&A session. My name is Danny and I will give you the webinar today. Let's go through the structure of the webinar. Like I said, it's a live Q&A. It will be live and recorded anyway, so you can review it later on. Okay, let's open the agenda here. So first, we will have the previous questions, which are questions that our team has prepared from other webinars and from previous live Q&A webinars. This one is missing a question mark. Okay, and then we'll have the dynamic questions, which are questions that you guys will be asking along the webinar, which I'm going to address. I'm gonna paste it down here. And on the third part, it will be a bit more informative. Okay, which is this bit. Okay, and last slide will be for analysis. Okay, as you can see down here, but we'll get to that only if we want to be covering the analysis through the questions themselves. Okay, all right. And it's important to know that any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only, should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or suggestion. Now, as I said a minute ago, I'm going to make sure that the webinar is recorded. Okay, and yeah, that's it. I'll be back and we can hit the road. All right, thank you very much. Let's begin with, like I said, I'm Danny. This is a live Q&A session. You are welcome to ask whatever you want along the webinar, regardless the topic that I'm teaching. The question section is all yours, guys. There is no need to raise your hand or anything like that. Whatever you're on your mind, you can just shoot it to the question section. Okay, and then I'll paste it, like I said, down here. So we're going to take off with just reviewing the questions here. Okay, we're going to go in linear. That one is also missing a question mark. Okay, we're going to go by linear order. Okay, so can we get signals with AvaTrade? All right, that's the first question. The second question is how to identify if an asset starts to consolidate. Okay, that's not bad at all. What is oversold and overbought? Okay, no problem. How does automatic trading works? Okay, that's pretty easy. Can I get the personal classes? Okay. Now, so I think let's begin with the first. That would make most sense. I'm just gonna get the question and paste it in our lovely, if I could just, oh, there we go, in our lovely notepad. So we will have the answers in front of our eyes and the question as well. Okay, and our first question is, can we get signals with AvaTrade? The answer is yes, of course. Okay, so I'm going to take you to the question section. It's right here at the left-hand side in the middle. See where it says signals. You can also find it from the outside. There are signals on assets through the lists. You see the slight blue lightning icon. If you click it, it opens the signal. But I'm going to show you that through the signal section itself. So let's close that for the time being and hover onto the signal section. We're going to click it. And then we can see that we have lists of assets which are signals. Okay, we have a question here. Okay, we have a question. My name is Yasir. Okay, very nice to meet you. And that's actually not a bad question. Okay, Yasir, you will be the first. We're going to take your question, sir, and we're simply going to paste it down here. I'm just going to delete that bit. And we will get to that. Okay, no problem. Excellent. Now, yeah, so as I showed, I just got into the signal section. We have a list here. You see view signal, it opens me the signal. Now, what exactly does that mean, the signal? The signal is based on technical analysis, right? We have fundamental and technical analysis. And if, something happened. Did something happen? I think I disconnected the view somehow. It can't be good. I'm sorry, guys. What about now? Now it seems fine. Okay, now there is a question here. AvaTrade. Okay. That question is a bit longer than I can paste. But that's not a bad question. Okay, so I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I want to provide Brian with an answer. I'm just gonna take that and somehow I have to, Brian. I'll have to get to that because to adjust this question might take a bit longer than I have in the middle of the question. Let me get to that. Okay, if you can remind me that in 10-15 minutes, that will be amazing. I just don't want to mix with this explanation now. Okay, so as I was saying, this is very simple. So look, the signals are not from AvaTrade, guys. Look, the signals are provided from the Trading Central. Yeah, you can read what it's here. We're not sending signals from AvaTrade creating signals. That's not the case. The case is that we are getting it from Trading Central, and as I showed you, it's super easy to access. Once again, I'm just clicking here on the signals. Okay, and I can pick from the list whatever I want. Okay, and then I'm going to expand the chart, and I can compare the levels here. Now, as I was saying, the signals are technical analysis. Okay, we have technical and fundamental analysis. Okay, and the signals is under that category. Now, when I'm looking at the signal, I want to see how it's structured. So we have support and resistance. I'm just scrolling down, right, guys? Nothing special. Scrolling down, we have support and resistance. We see that those are upper lines and lower lines above the current difference. This is the difference between the pound and the euro. This is how many pound I need to have 1 euro. Now, because the pound is stronger than the euro, then obviously the value is lower than 1. Now, unfortunately, to be able to see those levels, I have to change to match the validity. So the validity here is daily. That means that this picture, when someone took this picture, it was daily, presenting daily. Okay, and now we're looking at 1 minute. Therefore, I have to click it and click on 1D, right? And then what I can see here is I can put the levels, sorry, levels here, and then I can follow across. Okay, and then I can place them on the chart and I can compare if it makes sense to me or not. The point of this signal is to also prepare the stop loss and the take profit automatically based on certain scenario. In other words, we have two scenarios here. When I'm looking at the support and resistance, one for the buy and one for the sell. When I'm going for a buy, that means that I want the value to increase. When I'm going for a sell, that means that I want the value to decrease. Okay, just a second. Okay, let me take that arrow and I'll place it even here. That's fine. And I can choose between the buy and the sell scenario. Then if I scroll down, I see that I have the support and resistance elaborated here. They are all the chart. They are on the chart, but they are also here at the bottom. Now, if I choose the buy scenario, okay, let's hit the buy. We can see that with the buy scenario, my take profit will be in a higher stage. My stop loss will be in a lower stage. Now, what exactly are those? The stop loss and the take profit are pending orders. That means if I'm going to, let me place the same difference that we have here so we can start flat. Okay, so right now, as you can see, this is the current difference. If I'll increase it by 100 pips, so I'm gonna see 100 pound, it's in dollars, so we're gonna see a little more than $100. This is 100 pound translated to dollars because my account is in dollar. And if I'll decrease that by 100 pips, we're gonna see also the impact. And we can see that the take profit and the stop loss are already here, okay? And if I'll step out, I'm gonna go to the view signal, okay? I click buy, it's already here, okay? And it's showing me I can make 27 and I can lose 60. Now I don't have to comply to that stop loss and take profit. I can adjust it as I showed you. I can increase and decrease if I want. Okay, and as a result from that, my take profit and stop loss will be different, and I can also adjust the lot size. Now, if I just want to use the signal as it is, it doesn't need to be too complicated. I'm just going to click here. I'm going to look at which scenario I like the most. I'm going to click on sell or buy, and I'm ready to go. Okay, of course, on top of that, we have analysis, we have risk money management, we have all kind of things. But to use the signals, it's just 3 clicks away. See, I'm opening it, buy or sell. Yeah, that's it. And then I can adjust it as I want. All right. Now, we'll get to the rest of the, just before I will forget. Okay, now when I'm looking at the rest of the questions, let's review. Okay, so do we have, by the way, any questions regarding that? The signals, even though again, as I showed, this is super simple, just clicking on the section, choosing what we want. Oh, one more thing. If you see that there is a blank stop loss and take profit, that means that this particular asset, the sugar, okay, it's not valid anymore. So the levels for support and resistance doesn't exist, has already passed. So if I'm going to click on the view signal, it's going to show me, Danny, the market has already reached a key level. So regardless if I'm going to pick buy or sell, what will happen is we're not going to get any take profit and stop loss, okay, to automatically close our trade. We're not going to get that. Why? Because the signal has already passed. When the signal are created, they created upon a certain scenario, upon a certain price. This is also how it's designed to take profit and the stop loss. And if you see that the take profit and stop loss doesn't exist, it means that the signal has already reached the key level. You can go by the signal production time by linear order down. Okay, pick if you want the most recent, if you want, you can go for further ones as well. Okay. I'm going to write here, signals can be found on the left-hand side on the web trader. Okay, the web trader. Just a second. Okay, can be on a web trader on the signals section. Okay. And obviously the explanation was showed on the chart. There is no need to elaborate too much. Okay. How can I view that on the web? Currently only viewing on my phone. Okay, we'll take your question, Shaniqua. It's nice to meet you as well. And we are simply going to do that. Okay, and we have the questions. Okay. How to identify if an asset starts to consolidate? Okay, let's see. Okay, what is the there is a question here. Just a second. That's an excellent question, Brian. Gonna paste it down here. Okay. All right. This is very good questions, guys. Very, very good. Thank you. Also, thank you, Mrs. Shaniqua, okay, for the question. Okay, how to identify. Now, what exactly, before I'll teach you how to identify the consolidation, first we need to understand what is consolidation. So let's get one of the assets here. How's oil looking? Oh, we are inside the signal section. I'm going to teach you a nice trick how to pull yourself out. It doesn't matter which interface you're looking at, so I'm just going to click here on AvaTrade, and it throws me back to the beginning. And now I can just choose. Let's choose. Okay. We'll stick with Euro Pound for now. It's not a bad idea. Okay, so let me just quickly hold on. Sorry, guys. Just on that to be as clear as we can. So I have to prepare it for you guys. Okay, that's fine. Now, what exactly is a consolidation area, right? So, consolidation area is ranging when an asset is ranging. Doesn't let me put it there. Okay. Right. Now, can we look at all right, Philip, I'll put your question down, but this is unfortunately we can't analyze Tesla because the market, the US market, is still closed. So Is it any better now? Well, I'm not sure. I hope that the sound is okay, guys. Like I said, my only indication is you guys. My only indication. So no, I don't think you're the only one. Is it any better now? Is it back, guys, or it's still we still have an issue? Much better. Oh, thank God, thank God. I just have no idea about the technical side, how it works. Thank you. Okay, so as we saw in here, the consolidation area is pretty clear. Okay, we capture it with a rectangle, and now we have the nice circles here to show us the peaks in here. Okay, so it broke it here. It couldn't break it. It's still under the same levels in here a couple of times. Okay, now how does that help? That helps because from few flavors. One, I can know, okay, if euro pound is consolidating, it means that I can take advantage perhaps to hint where can be my entry, right? Because if, let's get rid of everything, don't worry guys, I'll put back whatever is necessary. Maybe just this guy and that guy. Okay, maybe that guy as well. And now we see, okay, now we see that the pound is weakening against the dollar, right? We say this is always the primary currency. This is always the primary currency, and this is why it's less than a dollar. It's less than one. The reason is this is how many pounds we need to acquire 1 euro, right? And we need less than one because the pound is stronger. Okay, now as we see, we are now heading, the value is heading to the middle of the consolidation area, which is approximately here. Okay, or maybe here. Never mind, it's less than a pip. Okay, now you see that I was trying to get to 85,635 and it didn't let me do that. So I can just click it. I can modify it to 85,635. Just going to put here 5 instead. And we're going to call it the middle. Okay, this will be the primary. Okay. And in here it will be support. All right. And now we see that we already it already been there today, right? But it flinched back up. So it can hint me, for instance, I want to buy or sell now. I can take in consideration the fact that, let's increase that just a little bit. Okay, I can understand, okay, my support line is 85,301 and I'm looking at 85,735. So right now it seems like it's 40 pips down, right? We're looking at 40 pips down. So hypothetically, if I'm selling now till the end of the consolidation area, the bottom line is support, okay, and I'm taking a sell and I'm going to decrease that to let's change it to 0.1, and then I can say, okay, so this is $40 down. Sorry, that's 40 pound down, 40 pips down. I can this is how much I can make. Okay, I can also say, wait, because I know that it's been on that price yesterday, I might take a sell from here. Okay, it's one thing because I know, okay, this is my consolidation area, this is my primary level, it already exceeded a higher resistance, but it went down. Okay, as you can see, it's back. I hope that I could show it to you. Let's see if I can capture just the two candles here. Okay, so this is out, this is pretty much out, right? We can understand that's very easy to understand, right? This is out of the area and this is still in the area. So we are back in the area, okay? And we can see that right now is heading to the middle. So if I wanted to sell, maybe I would wait until it will go here and then sell. If I want to sell now, so I can see this is my support. If I wanted to buy, as an example, if I would wanted to go against the trend, I know, okay, if I buy here, it still has the potential to go down or to reverse. Or I can wait and buy here. Maybe it's a little ambitious, but you see it went down to that levels a few times. Or I can buy in a little higher price. You see, because there are points, okay, which we can see that it was very indecisive, right? It went down and then it went up. It went down and then it went up. And it might not get all the way down. So if I wanted to buy here at 85,301, I might not be able to grasp it. Might turn around before and then I would miss my entry. Now, this is for new positions. For existing positions, how is this? Let's suppose that I'm with a buy in here. Okay, let's suppose that I have a buy here. We're going to have three scenarios: buy, sell, and what is in the middle. So let's suppose that I bought it in here, okay, and then it goes up and then it goes down, as you can see, and it's somewhere here in the middle, and I see that we are heading to consolidation area. Now I can, because those levels has, I don't know if you can see, but it passed. See, we are looking at still daily candles, right? So that means that look how frequent the value has gotten to 85,831, right? It went to that level, then it went down to that level, and it was continuously day by day, it went through those levels. And I can say, okay, if I want to close, let's suppose that I bought it, like we said, somewhere here, it went up, then down, and I can decide later on if it's a point for me worth closing the position or not. Okay, this is one example how to use it with an existing position. Of course, it can work the other way around. Now, do we have any questions so far, by the way? Any questions? know before it happens? Well, this is a good question, Charlie, but I don't think that anyone can anticipate before it happens, because how will you know if it happens or not? You can have a hint from certain candles shapes, okay, if the asset can consolidate or not. You can basically look at candles that has a tail down or a tail up like that guy, and then it can hint you if it's possible, okay? And then it needs to begin with the structure. But to anticipate in advance if an asset can consolidate or not, I don't think that this is doable. Unfortunately, I don't think that anyone can. Yeah. So the question here, how to identify if an asset starts to consolidate? Unfortunately, I don't think that there is a certain way to know that. Of course, if you're looking at those two candles, we have one bullish and one bearish. The bearish candle seems to unable to break the previous resistance, right? We see this is the last time, and then in here it finally broke it, but the rest of the times it couldn't go any higher than that. This is the only time, right? And obviously a week ago when it breached, but beside that it kept the same levels. Okay, let's carry on. So I'm gonna write here the answer. We can analyze candles with certain types and shapes as individual or part of a structure to hint possible consolidation. Right? Okay. Now, what is overbought and oversold? So we're going to take that question. We have a question from Yasir, and then the spread of the margin. Okay, I'll get to that. Yasir, I'll get to that in a minute. All right, so overbought and oversold. When an asset is overbought or oversold, what exactly does that mean? So oversold or overbought are unjustified bought or sold. Basically, it's over. This is why we're saying it is exaggerated. Now, how can we know if something is oversold or overbought? There are a few ways. One, we can add an RSI. Now, the RSI help us indicate if an asset is oversold or overbought. We see here, well, Europound is not such a great example. Let's take maybe oil. Okay, and oh, sorry, it was on already. Okay, and we can see, let's get rid of all of those. We can see that oil on the 3rd, around 3 weeks ago, was overbought. Okay, and I can't seem to find any oversold in here, but we can see that it's beyond 70. So according to the RSI, it was overbought. But we have to also understand the fundamentals behind those two definitions. When something is, I don't know if you guys remember that we used to have the what is called the graphic cards, right? NVIDIA graphic cards. You remember that story? NVIDIA RTX version for cryptos, right? Now, when people started buying those graphic cards to mine, right? To mine crypto. And their stock just went to the roof. And we couldn't initially we didn't quite understand why it's happening, and then crypto started to mining became into trend, and then people started paying considerable amounts, right? Graphic cards and Nvidia for itself increased its value. And even if I would analyze it as something that was overbought, it was legitimate. I don't know if it was legitimate, but it was it had a reason. Okay, it had a reason. Overbought or oversold versus actual. How can I explain it? When there is a reason for something to be extremely bought or extremely sold, it could be a real fundamental. Okay, so the RSI by itself might not be enough. If we have a reason for something to happen, like those RTX version that now people are using them to mine crypto, so obviously it's an existing product, but it has much more efficient use. Yeah, so now it increases the demand. With that, it increases the price, and it's been bought massively, but with a reason. Now, if I'll compare it to what's the name of that? Oh, GameStop, right? GameStop. We had the story with GameStop with Elon Musk. You remember that he tweeted something, and then the world went insane, and crypto's starting to move. So that's an example for something that is not fundamental. Well, it's actually fundamental, but it's not real. It's manipulated, right? It's something that had an impact, but it was over, right? The story with GameStop, it manipulated, and then it was over. Not as comparison to Nvidia, which are still processing. Yeah, they're still making the RTX version, improving them. We have AMD giving a high competition about that with the same performances. Never mind, I don't want to get into that. But the idea here is that we need the fundamentals. We need the fundamentals to know if something is actually overbought or oversold, or it has a reason for that. Okay, now let's write down what is oversold and overbought. An asset. Is that understood? Do we have any questions about that? I'm sorry. Philip, I'm not sure that I'm following your question. I'm sorry. If you can elaborate, that will be amazing. An asset that is being bought or sold beyond casual levels without a legitimate reason. Okay. And as I said, RSI can help you indicate that. RSI, oh, maybe relative strength index can assist with analyzing overbought or oversold scenarios. Okay. All right. How does automatic trading work? Okay, so this is extremely simple. I'm just going to break it down for you guys how to. All right, so we have two accounts, right? We have few different concepts. Automatic trading can be third party, or I don't want to put it this way. Let's call it a person and EA. Okay, I don't want to expand about it too much, but I want you guys to understand the idea. Let's put a person here. Sorry, let's put a person here and EA a little higher. Okay. Now, with EA, okay, with EA, I can install that on my computer, and it's a software that makes the decision on my behalf, running trades. I don't have to touch anything. A person which I follow or copy, okay, that means we have to link the account between one account to another account, and then I'm going to get the same results of the one that I'm following. Again, there is nothing complicated to it. It's two different things. I'm not going to tell you what's better or not for you to choose. Okay, I'm just going to put that down here because I want to put along here AvaSocial. Okay, now AvaSocial, what it does is exactly that. It lets you follow or copy someone with making adjustments, and then I can follow someone, okay, which I want, can keep track, see its performances, standing aside, and I can choose if I want to copy and get the same results as the one that I'm following, or I keep it in my sheets. Just take the one that I'm following and I make my own strategy. I can do both wherever I want. And the beauty thing about that is I can always change my mind. So that means that if I followed John as an example, I can delink and then I can follow someone else. Yeah, or I can copy again. It's two different things, but it's very similar. The major difference is when I'm following someone, I'm actually getting messages with the positions, allowing me to execute similarly or not. When I'm copying someone, it just copied by itself automatically. Later on, I can still review and get the positions and see what was done on my account. Okay, but at the same time, I don't have to practically do anything. I don't have to open and close any positions. Okay. Okay. All right. How are we going to put it in the presentation? Maybe this way. I sure hope that it makes sense. I'd rather put it down. Trading can be done by installing a software such as EA or by linking my account to another trader's account. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And so AvaSocial, we have other solutions for that as well, but I'd rather not to have too comprehensive explanation. That's, of course, you can get a senior account manager to provide you with personal classes, personal assistants. Got this one. Okay. Now let's have a look at the other questions. Something here doesn't make sense. Let's cut that out. Okay, out to none, opening a position, how much money I'm putting in. Yeah, so this is super simple. This is super simple. I'm just gonna write here a couple of things. Price per unit times units. Don't worry, I'm gonna show it on the charts in a minute. Divided by leverage equals margin impact, necessary amount, open the position. Okay, don't worry guys, again, you're not supposed to understand that from me writing it down in such a haste. Okay, don't worry. Let's get the question. Okay, and as I said, it's called margin impact. I'm just gonna quickly take that, paste it down here. Okay, now if we're looking at oil as an example, and now the question here is I want to know how much money I'm using. Now this is super simple. Okay, we hold on. What is a profitable percentage? I really don't know. I really don't know the fees or the commissions you have to pay for following someone, because I guess everybody has their own commissions that they take. I don't think that everybody takes the same commission, but I would assume that if I'm following somebody who is good, he might take me a certain commission, and maybe somebody else would take me a different commission. Check. Download the app; it's free anyway. Download and see in your own eyes. I just don't want to mislead you and give you a number, and then it would be different. Okay. And Brian, the answer to you is we have a solution for that. It's not something that I can you can write to me your email, and then I can pass it on. Okay, right? You can leave an email, and then I'll pass it on. So for now, as I showed here, the question is how much money am I using? I'm actually putting in. Now, the example that we're using here, as you can see, you don't have to know that by heart, because the platform does that for you anyway. So when I'm looking at oil, we see that because we have 100 units, and according to the formula that I have put here, see the price per unit is 82.93, see price per unit, okay? Times units, how many units? 100, that equals a value of 8,298, okay? And divided by leverage. Okay, so the leverage here is 1 to 10, and divided by leverage, that means 829. Okay, so we're just going to take that off. Yeah. Right, who asked me this question? Yasir, I think Yasir, right? Yasir, you asked me that question about the okay, let's do it quickly. Okay, I hope it makes sense. I hope it makes sense. I've put down the formula, but all right. Yeah. As I was saying, this is very simple to do, and I've already put the equation here, so later on you can review it and practice. How can I view that on the web? Can I? This is the whoever asked me this question. This is the desktop version. What I'm showing you here. This is not the phone. If I would open it on the phone, it would be small as well. This is the desktop. It's on the computer. This is why it looks like that. So I'm not sure if there is a way to present it on the phone to look this way, right? if you don't see it this way, if you don't see if it looks different when you're logging into avatrade.com, you must contact customer service. So I'm just gonna reshape your question. How can I, let's suppose I log into the website. How do I apply the web trader on my account if I can't see it after I log in to the website? Okay, I guess that this was your question, and the answer to that is super simple. Contact your account manager or cs@avatrade.com to apply web trader on your account. Yeah, very simple. All right. Okay. What is the benefit? AvaTrade web trader over executing trades in MT4 and MT5 directly, apart from the signals, which is also be loaded. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I can't really give you a natural perspective because I'm a main MT4 and web trader user, but they correlate anyway, Brian. They correlate. I can do what I want on MT4 and MT5 and then review it on the web trader and vice versa. Okay, I can analyze. I would say though that having a profile saved here with certain indicators and levels, and if you have a profile saved on MT4 and MT5, I might want to keep it as it is, okay? But there are certain things that can look the same, okay? There are certain things, adjustments that can look the same. RSI might look different. Bollinger Bands might look different, but overall, again, I can adjust it to make sense. I can adjust it to make sense even later on, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference. You see the features that we have here, you can enjoy them and then do the execution with MT4 and MT5. It's really flexible. MT4 correlates, actually MT4 and MT5, both interact separatedly with the web trader. Okay, that means that I can execute and review on MT4 and I can analyze on the web trader and vice versa. Can we look at how Tesla? Okay, so I don't really remember who asked this question, but let's look at Tesla. Okay, well, whoever asked me that must have a reason, because it does seem like Tesla has gotten below the last support line previously on May. Okay. Now, guys, what do we get from this picture? What do we get? We're looking at Tesla. Tesla is now buying 161 per share, right? Can everybody see that? this is they are just kept on deteriorating, right? Just kept on from 280 per share down to 161. So guys, what do you think that this is a scenario for? A buy or a sell? What would you do? I just have to find the person. Oh, Philip, that was you with Tesla. So as you can see, Philip, what do you think? Is that a good place to buy Tesla or sell? Who thinks that this is a good place to sell? You can comment. And who thinks that this is a good place to buy? Hypothetically, if I would want to trade Tesla, right? Oh, I nearly forgot about the links. I wanted to send you the links. Let's send you the links quickly. Just gonna find the chat. Always hiding. There you are. Okay. Just sending you some links here. Okay, so we have the first one, buy from Mitchell. Philip, you're also up for a buy. Collision, also a buy. Guys, I'm sending you some links here to save you the trouble to look for them afterwards. The first link is for more education. The second link is to make a deposit and logging into the account. The second one is to the FAQ in the help center. The real account is what I'm sending you now. If you're still on the demo and you want to start doing your own things. And the academy is the last, but you can get to the academy through here as well, right? If I go to the where it is, see here this YouTube kind of icon here, button here. So if I click on the academy, it sends me to the academy. Okay, we don't have time for that now. In a minute, oh, it's actually, our time is actually over. But you can do it by yourself. In here we have nice tutorials, some videos later on for additional education. And before we say goodbye, I'm gonna leave the screen open for just a minute for you to enjoy this special promotion code, the Q&A benefit. You can give that to your account manager and he's gonna give you one-on-one premium market review. Okay, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed. I'm sorry for the problem with the sound. And let me see, just a second. Did we got everything? Yeah, we got everything. Okay, we got everything. Okay, I was concerned because this is 2 lines. So like I said, I hope that everybody had good time and you learned some things from my explanations. I'm sorry that I couldn't answer all the questions in a more comprehensive way, but I only have this much time and I'm trying to make the best out of it. So I wish you all a fruitful week. I'll see you in a week, and that's it. Have a good day.